right, welcome to another video, Heirs of Our Father's Promise. Thank you for joining me today into another day of edifying, of learning the truth. Excuse me. Now, today we're going to be talking about what? What are we going to talk about? See, the topic of today is going to be first in the Chronicles of Saint Mark, right? So, Saint Mark chapter 13. And yes, we're going to read the whole thing, all right? The whole shebangers. Now, the topic of today is what? Distractions come to stagnate the end for evil. So, usually you can see yourself going up a hill, right? Then out of nowhere, at first it's like it's hard to get up that hill. The next, out of nowhere, you start to, get used to it, going up that hill. Once you get a little comfortable getting used to going up the hill, you build up some muscles to go up that hill. A boulder pops up out of nowhere. Boom, boom, boom. And it just comes down. Now, why is that important? I'm going to tell you why all of that is important. So, first, grab your Bible, your biblioteca, and let's get started. All right. And of course, this is a translated version, so we can better understand the words of Yahuwah, right? It's important. It's very, very important. I'm not going to try to make it long, but the passage is very, very long. And yes, and if you want to join my podcast that's coming up, definitely let me know. Well, I just put it in the description in many of my many videos, just so you guys get the heads up and the clearance on what it's about. Okay. Now let's get started. It's been more than 10 seconds. All right. Heading out of the temple, one of Christ's disciples said to him, "Master, see at the marvel of these foundations here." What does he mean by that? And just like in Matthew's, right? The foundations that was in the temple was very luxurious, money-like. And guess who was in charge of those temples? The chief priests, the elders, right? The elders, the scribes, the Pharisees, the Herodians, right? And if you've been watching me for a very long time, you know what words means because I gave you guys somewhat of an explanation. And we don't stop here at all, right? Let's read the next verse. And Yahushua responded to them and said, "As you see these big and luxurious constructions, know that these buildings will all vanish." Yep, they will all vanish. Heading to Mount Olive by the temple, my apologies, give me one moment to redo that again. Heading to Mount Olive by the temple there, Peter, James, John, and Andrew asked him privately. And this is how we're going to hear more about the lies to control many as a mass, right? The end of like the world, right? Because there are conditions to these things. I want you guys, it's the beginning to the end of the world. Everything in this world, like I told you in my previous videos, in order, now mind you, the devils, the demons, the fallens, they don't know when the time is going to come. So what they're trying to do is prevent any case of a scenario for anything to be placed within those blocks for people to not receive the truth. Because if people receive the truth, that is one condition of a situation. It doesn't mean it's going to stop Christ from coming back. It just means that there are conditions that are giving people chances so that the population of, or you can say the ratio of how many people don't know the truth, because at the end of the day, Matter of fact, let's first dive into this, right? Because I already give you guys the amount of a number, right? The estimated number of people that could be possibly saved on this world, and it's not that much. If there were 12 billion people, out of that percentage, a million, you would think that it's a lot, but it's really not. Because after 1 million, what comes after 1 million? If we're counting in the tenths place, hundredths place, so 10 million, 100 million, then a billion, right? So 10 billion, right? So that's not really a lot. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of people. Because let's put it like this: if there was a war to go against Christians right now, how many people do you think would survive that war? If there's a million people right now, right? If that was just the number, right? There's a million people, and then there's like third this if there's 12 billion people in the entire world, and 1 million people, if 12 billion, 1 million people are the ones that's Christian. How do you think that war gonna go? If it was just us, right? And the word Christian, since that's a title, it doesn't really mean nothing except your actual true faith. Because Christian doesn't make you actually a true believer in Christ. It's just a title. It's a word. It's a word. We associate and attach words to us that personify who we are. That's why there's things called title and status, because that's the thing that we created for ourselves. But let's continue though. We're not going to get too far into that one right there yet. I don't want to lose you guys yet. I don't want to lose you guys yet, because I know that I'm going to lose some of you. But if you keep up and you watch some of the previous videos, you're going to actually start learning something that a lot of these pastors, people online, doesn't really teach you. Not these conspiracies and nothing like that. But let's continue. They said, tell us when will all these things, my apologies, let me reread that again, English. All right. They said, tell us when will all these terrible things take place, and what signs will we be given for such things to be fulfilled? Right? Christ then told them to be smart and be aware that no man lies to them. To be aware that no man lies to, well, my apologies, that no man should lie to them. For many at the time will create facades and delusions. For rumors of war will be known worldwide, but don't be afraid, for all of this needs to happen. So, like I said, conditions. What are we living in the time now? What is happening right now that a lot of people are not noticing? First, I'm gonna give you a first hint. The New Testament. The second hint, right? What? The revelation of what? The images of the depiction of the old times, of how and who were, the actual saints, right? What they look like and all of that, right? Those are just small aspects of these, hints that I'm giving you, because they're not even really hints. They're more so direct, very punctuant, like very punctuate, like they're on the needle, like they're on the actual dart, the bullseye. And for a lot of you that have not been watching my videos, go and watch the rest of my videos. I might not say too much, but I give you guys drops of some things and gems that you need to hear. It might not be in every video, where like every video is going to talk about these exact specific things, but as far as knowledge wise, as morality, integrity, loyalty, and love, and just knowledge in general, yes, that's also going to be included, because we're not here to just learn about prosperity and then hearing A and B and not knowing what C is, because at the end of the day, that's how these rumors start. That's why there's so many. We talk about, there's a collection of Paul, there's a collection of Luke, all of these people that have written the By and Ball, which is a good thing. But why is a story that has been written, right? That has been written is written in different ways, and there are parts that are missed out, that are missing from one part of the actual New Testament. It could be the Old Testament. It's missing. Why is it that people are telling a different story, right? But they don't even add certain things. And you can't say it's translation, because if it's translation and they all are from the same language or somewhat of the same language and they were all together, that would mean that what? It would still make sense. There will be nothing left out. So it will be one full story and not multiple stories retold over and over and over again. Because all of them will be included in there, name by name. Does that make sense? Please keep that in mind, because I just told you guys a whole lot right here. I just told you guys a whole lot right here. A whole lot. I'm talking a whole lot. But let's continue though. Christ then told them to be smart and be aware. Oh, my apologies there. Let's go on to the next verse, which is 8. My apologies. And this is going to be where like we kind of learn about like the slavery part, where like it's unnoticed, where a lot of people are slaves. They don't even know it. That's why we got words like 9 to 5, because it's a cycle. There's an economical chain block that keeps people working, so that people don't really see what's going on the exterior of all that is happening right now when it comes to influence, power, all of these things that are on a monarchy, right? Patriarchy, right? Hierarchy, all of these little people that are somewhat of a archy to my backbone, because they are really, they're annoying. Like, I'm just gonna keep it like that. Very irky, because they're very irky. Like, yes, they don't have to, put people in these traumatic situations, but they allow people to, lose their lives. They force people to still fight in arenas underground, right? For the sake of their lives, for entertainment. All of these things people don't think is real, but when you I don't know if anybody have ever heard of the black market, right? Or the dark market, right? However you want to call it. But you should, don't go into it, but do a little diligence of researching a few things about that. All right, let's continue though. Nations will fight against each other's over their territories, and many earthquakes will erupt from the deep and pits. Let alone famine and problems will be showing as a sign of the beginning of slavery. Meaning what? A lot of people are going to be showing all of these things. They're going to be in fear. So that's going to be the first thing that's going to control people, is the fear, because the lack of knowledge is already controlling a lot of people. But the fear is going to be this, man. The fear is going to be like, the lack of knowledge is already confusing people. But the fear is going to take them to a whole nother level. It's going to take people to a whole nother level, because what happens when you're confused? You don't know anything. You start to panic, right? What happens when you panic? You make erratical decisions, unthought decisions that doesn't make any, like, decisions that just does not make any logical sense. You start to do a lot of stupid things. To basically sum it all up, stupidity. That's the first thing that happens when somebody's confused. And then when fear comes, they do stupid things, because the lack of understanding is not there. So with that, what do you think is going to happen if there's a whole bunch of war, and a lot of people true faith is not actually in existence, and people don't know the truth? People are going to some I'm going to tell you this right here. A nation is not going to destroy a nation for nothing, especially if there's material and value in that nation. Meaning, they might fake a certain area. They can't destroy everything, because if they do, it's going to destroy some of the stuff they already got built. So, but a lot of you don't really notice that. That how you look at a motherboard is how the planet, as far as the geographical, image, look also similar. That it looks like a chip. The cities, when you look at it through a microscope, right, from a very far distance in someone called space, right, it looked like a chip. It looked like a whole built software, or well, hardware of a systemized situation. Okay. A lot of people don't notice these things. Like I said, we don't speak lies around here. We speak truth. We speak straight truth. No lies, no none of that. We speak straight truth. But let's continue though, because a lot of you need to know this. And if you think that it's a joke out here, please go be my guest and hop on that Google and you tell me that if you don't notice the same thing. Motherboard, hardware of any kind, chips of any kind. And you say, um, give me a geographical, scope, uh, a telescopic, I think that's how you say it properly, view of the Earth and cities, right, during the nighttime. You tell me it doesn't look similar. Let's continue though. Around this time, many will be duped and captured and brought for trial before their wicked council in their temples. And this is speaking about the righteous, those that are actually going to stand for Christ and in truth. Because the truth is going to come out, right? But it's going to be like, it's not in the sense where the truth is like, what we already used to. It's going to be different. The truth is like what I'm telling you guys, bit by bit, but piecing them together to a point where you can understand what it means. Video by video to relate to the next things, even if it seems a little bit similar. But remind you, we're reading different, chronicles within the book, within the by and bow, the biblioteca, the by and bow. And they're all the same stories and they're missing certain parts. It's like me reading a Harry Potter book, right? Of like all the Harry Potter books go from chapter 1 to chapter however many, 300, 200, 300 to 100, whatever, right? Cuz I actually used to read those books and they're all organized. There's no one person, and everybody that's in all the characters that are in the book are not specified per specific chronicle. They're put in the book per every part, right? So that every part can be associated to this, to be associated to that. That's how a book is. You know that if you start reading, I'm gonna give you guys a clue. If you start reading from right to left, right? I said my apologies. From left to right, right? As you're a kid, that means that you start with what? You read from your imagination to your analytic, right? But if you start reading from right, your analytic to your imagination, what do you think happens? Think about how you read right now, right? And a lot of people think before they read. So things are supposed to be moving quickly, but rather than just being able to grasp the idea, we are subjugated to things like maybe, these have and whatnot suggestions of ideals. But let's continue though. Verse 10. The truth, and this is going to be the I'll say the objective of what we're going to be reading, right? And I always give one, okay? The truth of Yahuwah's words must first be known across the whole world, explaining the ban of the New Testament. And this is important. Like I said, they're banning the New Testament, and that's a part of the condition. Because what do you, like I said, they're trying to prolong life. So they're trying to eliminate they're trying to eliminate, I think it's eliminate or eliminate, one or the other. I'm gonna just say what I feel sounds right. Eliminate, right? They're gonna try to eliminate, right, all possibilities of anything that can bring the truth for things to just move faster, because that's the worst thing that they want. These demons, agents, devils, fallens, that's the worst thing that they want, is to move, because they have put their blood and sweat and tears and their whole ideals of a life on this earth. Because everything that is happening now, as far as the system, has never changed. It might have been improved, but it's mainly delusions. Everything is structured on a certain base of an order. Everything. From the lifestyle, the personalities, the people itself. Like, don't even be surprised if you think that some of these people that are in the higher ups, right? So quote unquote, the higher ups have possessed people's bodies, right? So that they can keep living in this time of era, right? Of this time, and do what they want to do. Don't be surprised. Because know that you don't go straight to hell or heaven. You really don't. You can breathe. Listen, hell is not a place where you're damned the moment you die. It's really not. Not automatically until judgment. It's really not. Because don't nobody really go to heaven. Because if that would have been the case, like, what do you think they say? Oh, man, we're not going to get into that conversation today. Hmm. You're on this earth. Why do you think they say they're slumbering? You're sleeping. When Christ said you're sleeping, like, fam, like, things, we are always making things much harder than what we think. The truth is told to you in the movies, in the TV screens, these shows that tells you about all of this stuff, paranormal or not. They might exaggerate it a bit, a tad bit, but a lot of what is shown to us is really true. Because one thing I learned is this: they don't really lie to us. They only create delusions so that we can start using what they give us to extend the exaggeration, so that it can, because once we start having a certain image of what something is, right? We go based off of that, and usually that's what makes us either believe if something is true or not. They would give, it's like when I told you, if like 100% is the truth, right? And you tell somebody 80% of the truth. Now it would be your choice to believe the truth or not. Because at the end of the day, if I tell you 100% of the truth, that means I'm not lying to you, right? But even if I tell you 80% of the truth, that's still considered a lie. But you wouldn't know that though, because it doesn't look it doesn't look way off. But that's coming from a different perspective of somebody that already knows. Now if somebody don't know the difference between the truth or the lie, they're not going to be able to know the difference, so they're just going to either look away, mind their business, or they're just going to be all in the business. They're going to know the flavor, they're going to be all in the Kool-Aid and knowing the flavor. All right, but let's continue though. The words of Elohim must first be given to many across the whole world for the conditions to then begin. So, like I said, the conditions have to be set primarily to everyone, meaning people have, like, a lot of people, to almost everybody has to know the truth before all of these things take place. And if it doesn't take place, he's just going to take the people. Yahuwah will just only take the people that he actually finds just and right. And he has no problem doing so. Look at the time of Noah. What do you he has no problem doing so. Has no problem at all doing so. But our job is to increase that. It's to increase that. But let's continue though. When the day come and they ever lead, well, my apologies. When the day come and they ever lead you into the trial or execution, speak not one word, but just meditate. All you will need to speak of will be given to you, for it will be Eli's spirit in you that shall stand in your place. So throughout this entire situation, it will be Yahuwah. When you're going to be caught, you might not even feel the pain. It will be Yahuwah that's going to be in your steed, that's going to talk in your place. All of that. And what does it say next? Around this time, brethren will betray each other because of trust and greed, for their kins, meaning their children, will rebel against their parents, vice versa, for they will be sentenced to death. Meaning, people will betray each other. One moment they're standing, they're going to be wishy-washy. What they call it? Lukewarm. They're going to be lukewarm because one moment the children is going to be growing up a certain way, the next moment the parents are going to be a certain way. It just doesn't work like that. We're living in that time now where people are going to sacrifice people. People are just going to do things because they don't know any better, or their spirit of confusion and this masked, right, energy is actually corrupting people because of either the music, the people they hang around, the type of mindset that they have, the type of spirit that they invited within them. All of these things are happening now. That's why a lot of people don't even know that there have been many antichrists that has appeared in this world. You just don't know it. Anybody, I'm gonna tell you guys what the meaning of the word antichrist means. Is when you're not with Christ. You side with the devils, the demons, right? All of them. That makes you an antichrist. Figuratively, it should make sense because if you're not with Christ, you are anti to Christ, right? I'm just saying, 1, 2, 3, hurry up after me. I'm just saying, like, if you're not for Christ, you are anti-Christ. So what other way should I say it? What other way should I say it? That means there's been, and there are definitely levels to these antichrists and how they operate. That's how that is. Don't think that I'm out here trying to BS anybody because I don't sugarcoat, sugar honey, iced tea, nothing. Mm-hmm. All right. Death is gonna come from that because when people betray you, what do you think happens? Somebody's gonna die. Somebody's gonna get left behind. Somebody's gonna get hurt. That's just how it works. Right? Now, verse 13 is going to talk about what? We need to establish the name of the Messiah once and for all before it's too late. So we need to first know the name of our Messiah. We first need to know his name and the name of our Creator, knowing what the words that we speak out of our mouth means and how we're saying it. Because a lot of time people say Jesus Christ. You say it with great passion, but we have to not only just say Christ, we have to say what their actual name is because a lot of people call other people by their name. People call each other by their name. They call everything by its name. But we do never we say, a lot of people say God, 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 God. Like, do you not know the origin of the word God? Yes, that is a title, but it doesn't mean that it's a good one. There are titles that are limiting. When you use the word God, it's usually made for what? Idols. It doesn't just testify to our creator, God. All of these things are rooted. They're root words to something. And I'm giving you guys hints. Big on facto. Hints. They're rooted to something. So if it's not rooted, right, where do you think it comes from? It comes from something. That let's continue. All right. For many will hate you for my name's sake, through their tribulations to but through their tribulations till the end they will receive salvation. So you holding your integrity, you holding your integrity will get you saved. Okay? Even if you're being hated. Know that there will be a lot of monstrosities and abominations as the prophet Daniel spoke of. So for those who read this, go to the mountains, and seek shelter there. As you're there, come back not down and do not leave your house, or you could say your place of rest. So all that was left on any terrains must no longer be retrieved. Now this is a warning for those who have little ones and they need things at the moment. Hope that your travels are worth your efforts. Meaning if you have kids and you go up to the mountain, or you left the place that you once did, know that do not grab anything if you left it. Just like what? Just like Lot, right? And his wife. Just like Lot. His wife looked back, turned straight into a pillar of salt. She was petrified. She turned into stone. Because when somebody say you turn into a pillar of salt, that means you turned into stone. Because what else is it called? And I can guarantee you, you go and lick any type of rock that has come from the sea, you're gonna taste nothing but the salt. You're gonna be salty. All right. And no, I don't know this, meaning I don't know that it tastes like salt, but I know one thing, that anything submerged in something becomes a part of it. Because it can't grow crystals unless there's some type of sodium in it. And there are different types of sodium. It's a soluble, it could be a soluble mixture if it's mixed with water, but it's soluble. It extends. My apologies. All right, let's continue. That your deliverance is not stagnant. Hope that your deliverance is not stagnant. My apologies. For pain will come for many like never before. Days will be passing by, and the selected few will be accounted for quickly by Yahuwah. So, like I said, the selected few, many will be called, but a few chosen out of 12 billion people. Imagine that the 1 million, if there was 1 million, right? The 1 million reduces to a couple hundred thousands. And then out of those couple hundreds of thousands, there's only but a selected few out of those couple hundreds of thousands. That's crazy. So if anyone tells you they've seen or saw Christ, know that they're deceitful. Believe them not. Now I'm talking about physically, that they've seen Christ. Oh, Christ is here physically. No, doesn't matter what the great wonders of the miracles that they show. They're not miracles of good. They're miracles of deception. And they might not even be able to perform those miraculous things through the mystical realm. They might only be able to do that because of technology and delusions. Now, there are aspects of things being theological, how people manipulate the ether, right? Through what we call what? Not chemistry, alchemy, because that's what we're using every day. Technology. That's considered a magic, a certain form of magic. That's a certain form of magic. There are certain things that our Father allows us to use because He knows that we're not going to be out here abusing it. All right, let's continue. Verses 22 is going to be talking about agreeing to control will come from lies. So your acceptance to control will be created based upon delusions, just like everything that I already told you of a concept, right? False prophets will appear a lot of time and show you many signs. So be aware, since I already told you, after these scenarios, such as the sun shall fade in the night and the moon as well. Like the sun, Christ will return on a cloud with authority and glory. Afterwards, his angel will come to collect those that are righteous from all the corners of the world, like the wind unto the heavens. When they say like the wind, you saw how fast my lips just open, and then like the brush of, you know, just happened. You see how fast that happened? How fast my lips is moving. If I do this right now, can you see the wind? No. You might hear it. That's how quick they're gonna be moving. So quick you gonna never you're not gonna expect nothing. You're not gonna expect nothing. All right. Let's move to the next one. So now Christ spoke of a parable. He then said, when you see a tree springing fruits, you know summer is at hand. Meaning what? When you see the things that you're supposed to see, you know that what? Summer is at hand, meaning the season will come. You will see the season. You will know that the season is here. Around the season, when you see all of the dumb things that is happening, because why? People are maturing. The true people, the real people that are in Christ are maturing in his words, and the fake are still held back by the cloud, by the dark cloud surrounding them. It's like a fence that they just cannot escape through. They can't jump over because they don't choose to want to. Like I said, the enemy does not attack people that are blind, but those that are what? That can see, those that can actually do something about it. Those that stand in his way. You don't have to be in Hollywood, right? To be out there saying that, yeah, we're gonna talk about Christ. Ooh, no, you don't have to, because some of the people that are in Hollywood that call themselves Christians, they praying, getting on their knees one week, 1 day a week, right? They might pray every day, right? But the next moment they over there shaking booty, dancing, twerking, doing all of these ungodly things. And I use the word ungodly because that's exactly what you guys think about. They're doing a lot of like just stupid things, weird, crazy things that like you shouldn't even be doing. It's called seduction. That means you're not exempt. You're exempting what? The spirit of Jezebel and all of these other spirits that are tied to her and that are lesser than her, like succubuses. I don't even know what's the male version of a succubus. I think it's a succubi. I don't know. Incubus. I think that's what it's called. The incubus, a succubus, all of those things. That is a bus. Mm-hmm. We're out here just, yeah, hot girl summer this, hot girl summer that. And no, I'm not trying to be a party pooper. Enjoy life, right? Be happy. But at the end of the day, know the limits. Not only that, everything that we're doing, there are kids that are watching. My eyelashes is annoying. My apologies for this, y'all. Know that there are little ones that are watching. Know that there are little ones that are watching. There are little ones that are watching. So not only are they watching, they're being corrupted because we don't know any better. So when we don't know any better and we don't know the truth, what do you think happens? They get infected. Because what is a parent going to tell to a kid if the kid does exactly what the parent does? There's no difference. Nothing but similarities. So you can't even be mad at your kid if your kid does exactly what you do. You can't. It's called hypocrisy. It's the truth. So you can be upset, but what is the truth gonna really, what is the truth gonna do? It's gonna make you upset because you can't digest what you gave. You gave it out, but you don't want to take the same pill, the same medicine. It's called hypocrisy. But let's continue in the word. Know that know that this the same as when the end days will be like unto you. Basically, know that this is the same that what happened. For as well, everything that he mentioned, the end days would be like the same. Verse 31. Okay, and yeah, let's get more into the understanding of 31. Oh, my apologies for that. Oh, you guys can't even see that. Yeah, you guys can't see that. It's a whole bunch of messages that are popping up, notifications. So it's like this entire journey is like a quest. We got to meet the conditions to beat the entire game. This is like, if you want to look at it like that, it's like a quest. It's like a game. There are hidden treasures. There are hidden characters, NPCs, main characters. All like a lot of people are main characters. There's some people that are side characters, like realistically speaking. But it's like we're all main characters. You could choose to be a main character or you could choose to be a side character. Because the role that you play is based on your faith. So the higher the faith, the more and closer you are to be a main character. If that's an example for me to give to you, the higher you are in faith when it comes to your hope, your spiritual aspect of belief, the more and closer you are to being a main character. Because if you're a main character in the flesh, when you're going to die, you're going to be irrelevant. You might get talked about here and there, but it's going to be irrelevant. But in the spirit, what do you think happens first? If it's not the spirit, then the physics. Let's continue though. He then said, "Know that all conditions have to be set first before all takes place. For the skies and the earth will all fade away, but the words of life, meaning the structure of what a concept is, will remain, because this will be a new earth. It will be repainted, re-imaged, right? Because of how things are right now, everything has been tainted. These people have tainted everything: the air, the water, the earth, the soil, the animals, the crops, all of it. They have tainted everything, even the people, the insects. Did I already say animals? Animals too. They have tainted everything. Let's continue. For no one will know the time and the day this will all take place. Not the angels or the Messiah either, but Eli, our Father. That's what that means. Verse 33 and 33. All right. So anybody that know what's the W's about that, please go ahead and just flip that around. All right. And 33 talks about what? Don't be distracted by the world's stupidity, for they know once you focus, it's over. So, like I said, once we focus and we understand what the game is, right? And we pinpoint our mindset to elevate in a higher frequency, we can obstruct the scenario to move and shift exactly how it's supposed to be to meet these conditions. Because this reality is not exactly what you think it is. This realm that we're living in is not exactly what you think it is. This realm is not exactly what you think it is. Flesh and bones might break, but your spirit cannot. This realm is not what you think it is. There are aspects of your ideas, of things that you're capable of thinking that has already happened, but it did not happen because why? That's just an aspect of you. Your focus is in the now. It's not in the past. It's not in the maybes. That's why when we pray, and I give you a lot of hints to how we don't pray as may because that's a possibility. No, we say should because it is. It always has been and it will always be. It's not, it's like you're affirming it. You're confirming your affirmation. You're making it real because you think it's real. You know it's real. You feel it's real. So the same way you talk with confidence, pray with confidence. Know it's already happened. Don't pray like you are without, like you lack. No, it already happened, because you don't think that your Father already knows what you're asking Him for, or what you're asking of Him. Do you not know that? But let's continue though. And that was just the objective, right? Of or I should say the summary of that specific verse. Pray always, so when then time comes, you'd be prepared. So pray. So when the time come, you already prayed about it and it already happened. So now you already prayed. So Yahweh gonna take you through these tribulations, these trials to basically build you up like a Build-A-Bear character. Got a debuff for this, you got a buff for that, you got a certain type of, I don't even know the rest of these terms, effect for this, effect for that. So you might not, you might be resistant to ice attacks, fire attacks, earth attacks. What, who knows? Your attacks might be more effective to earth attack, earth, you know elements. I guess I don't know the best way to say that, but just saying. I try to give you guys examples, but I hope that this might be the best one that I can give you right now, or maybe there should be a possible one that might be even much more understandable, that I can be led to even give you guys at all for you to comprehend what I'm telling you. And yes, you have to be able to see. I have voices speaking to me sometimes, right? And I know this is not the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit don't say things that are negative. It does not. That's what you call an intrusive mind, right? Well, I'm not an intrusive person. I'm not a negative person. So where would these things come from if it's not demonic spirits? And they usually come when I'm doing things that are good, not when I'm doing things that are bad. So I know, so I know for a fact, I closed one of their mouths. Their open gates that they usually use, one of them is closed. There are a couple more that needs to be closed, and they're going to close today. But let's continue though. And verse 34 is more so talking about the vessel, your body, right? What does it say? The Messiah is to travel very far unto here, and he give the keys to his trusted ones over the house, and have his servants work, and his guards watching. For none knows when the master will return to the house, either in the day, evening, or night. Just don't let him catch you sleeping. This is all I say of now to you. He's basically saying, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better something, so learn somehow. And I'm not gonna say no words, but you better watch out. You better not go to sleep, because Christ is coming to town. He's coming to collect. He's coming. Yahushua Yahusha, in him Yahuwah Elohim Adonai. He is coming. He is coming, and it's not even a joke. It's not a joke. We could talk about the intricate things of the type of people that we are. That will not really matter. The main thing that we need to talk about is what? It's being able to watch out for deception and knowing the truth. Yes, we can know about a lot of things. We need to watch out for deception, knowing the truth, and we need to repent. Those are the main things. Because when you repent, that means you show what? Humility. So you have love. So you have a regard for people, in a sense where you know right and wrong, because your morality and your principles are at work and they're effective. I have people that watch me a lot. People that wonder exactly why I just don't fall in the aspect of their deranged ways. Why do I not? Why would I? Like, why would I fall in your illusions, in your in the prison that you've been brought in? And it's just like, give me one moment, please. Why would I fall in those deranged type of prisons? And it's like, if I don't have to go through the same things that you have to go through for me to get what I'm supposed to get so that I can help people, why would I take that step for? I don't have to be defiled, trifled with for me to gain. I already been through enough stuff in life. Some people, they're eager because they feel like, I have this little explanation of wants and need, right? Wants and needs are not different, but they're also very different, because when you apply passion and interest, right, the amount of it can be exactly dangerous, and the less of it can also be dangerous. So I like women, right? Well, let me put it like this so it doesn't sound weird. I'm attracted to women. So if I'm attracted to women, why would I give my life to do something that goes in contrast to that? I'm just saying, you got to make it make sense, right? Um I don't hate money. I don't love money, right? But if money is something that is used so as for certain things in life and it can help people, that's fine. But because it's not, I don't have much reasons to really desire it. I've been I've been threatened. People then try to bank me, try to hurt me. A group of scientists. I'm not a scientist, but don't let my facial, my face fool you to think that I'm not smart enough to recognize. And I'm not born like that, but I was given those attributes to understand exactly what I deal with. I've had people that I play chess with, somebody that uses the same move every single day. You both and that person, even when you change it up sometimes, and they still doing the same thing over when it comes to that same game. Do you really think that you're losing a game? No, you might think you're winning the game, right? At the same time, you might think you're winning the game, but the person is really mainly just analyzing the type of personality that you got, the type of person that you are. Because if I was uninterested, if I don't, I like chess. I love chess, right? In a sense where it's a very great exercise, right, to understand the mindset. But if I give you a situation where you are knowledgeable in certain aspects of things in life, and I give you the reason for you to think that you're beating me, right? You might actually be beating me because I don't know how you play. But once I see how you play, what makes you think that I don't know now how you play? I just don't need you to know that I know that how you play. So if I come to you every day and I watch you, what makes you think that I'm not watching you? Oh. So when you grow up in a situation where you have to be very cautious, caution is not something about debate. That's why when it comes to Christ, doubt is the worst thing that you can have in life. That's why when the enemy comes around you, the enemy plants seeds of doubt, because they know that a lot of people, that's where they crumble and they fall and they fumble. I've had too many things that have happened in my life that I cannot explain with my own very eyes. That I can for sure, and I will for sure say that that is Christ. And nobody would tell me otherwise. To make me unbelieve what I believe. Even if people are like, oh no, and the story of Christ is not real, whatever. Even if it's not in that state, even if it's not in that situation, right? I know that there's something of the truth, right? So something is relevant to the scenario and the situation. Because a story to this level doesn't exist for nothing, unless there's something higher in the sense that is being hidden. So meaning there's a truth. It's just the truth is not being told in the proper order. So there's a difference. Understanding control, manipulation. I just don't rock with none of those things. I don't. Because I've seen manipulation on many levels. So much when you are a science like type of minded person, it can be a physiological thing where people can be psychological through these things. They might try to get to you psychologically by either bringing new people or using old people, using devices electronically, or using, mystical or magic or sorcery or witchcraft or wizardry, right? These things can happen even astrologically. They're considered seers when people leave their bodies, right, to come and monitor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why you got words like shaman, right? You got things like witch doctors, right? And all of these. Yes. Mm-hmm. Warlocks and all of this stuff. Yes. That's why these things exist. So it's like if somebody understand what magic is, right? And they have Christ in their life, that's not somebody to play around with. It's just not. And I've been telling people that are out here, like, because I believe some of you out here are real giants, right? When you are messing with somebody that's not born for simplicity, and all you're doing is just making things worse, and then like they're starting to figure things out one bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, right? These things are going to start showing and manifesting itself, where people are going to start going to get confused. Like I said, what happens when somebody is confused? They start panicking and they start making stupid decisions. Rather than stopping, your enemies don't like to stop because they know what's going to happen if they stop. They know. So rather than stopping and keeping the little bit of time that they got to enjoy what they got, no, they want to crash out and burn immediately and just say, oh, on to the next body. Mm-hmm. And I hope I haven't held you guys for far too long, okay? But this has been a very interesting topic that I've been talking about for a little while, giving you guys hints because it doesn't seem like a lot of people do get what I do be saying. Yes, I have my moments that I'm very exciting. I'm very goofy, where I'm uplifting in energy, but this was a very important and very serious matter. Okay? This is very important because a lot of people are getting caught in the rabbit hole of wanting things that are not good. Oh, my apologies. Whew. That one was a little bit rough. But yes, a lot of people are getting caught in the rabbit hole. You got people that are born that are getting caught in that are getting put in the rabbit hole and they don't want to be in the rabbit hole, but the demons that's in them says otherwise, right? They have the choice to not be in the rabbit hole. They have no idea who they're getting put with, who they're siding with. Christ is not a joke. Yahushua, Yahusha, and him, Yahuwah, Elohim Adonai, he is not a joke. Not a joke. So when some people don't understand that because they think that, oh, this one person, no, no sacrifices will be done here. When you're wise, it's not the same thing as being always 100% knowledgeable. Being wise is knowledgeable as well because that's added to your attributes. Not only that, you got discernment. So you see in the in between, you see things at the core to what it is. Some people you look at and they feel like they're naked in front of you, where they can't even look at you in your eyes. Where they can't even look at you in your eyes because you don't know if they're talking about you or not. The whole time they could be talking about you, but you just would not even be able to tell because your mind, your eyes are just so closed up that you don't even be yet you're not even be able yet you're not even able to sense, right? The little bit of love, the sympathy, of unity and harmony, of truth that's coming from them. You don't even want to accept it. So sometimes people play games, they consider you a pet, a project, whatever the case is, because they want you to feel some type of way. They want to get a reaction from you. But if you continue walking in love and in truth, not an idealistic truth, real truth, and in love, what else are you going to expect? You can be as tactical as you want in life, technical as much as you want in life. But those technicalities and tactics will only get you but so far. Because eventually, imagine somebody that lives in the wilderness, right? That happens to outlive you and looks still very younger than you. And everybody is like, oh, the expectancy of a lifeline is 150 years. That person get to live 300 years and people just don't even know it. People out here living 400 years, they don't even know it. People out here don't even know it. And it's not even people, things. Because if you read the next chapter, well, not the next chapter, chapter 16 of Saint Mark, the Chronicles of Saint Mark, tells you creatures, creatures, mm, creatures. When Christ was getting crucified, right? That all creatures are to be what? Well, not crucified. I'm talking, my apologies. I mean, at the end, when he was talking to his disciples, my apologies. He was talking to his disciples. And Christ told them to minister unto to all the nations. They use the word creatures, not humans, not man and woman, creatures. Creatures. I want you guys to think about that. A lot of people are not thinking that people don't think that these mystical beasts and all of these things exist. They very much exist. There are people that are mixed blood, mixed humans out here. They are mixed on a level that you can't even comprehend. That your physical eyes, if you're not a scientist, even if you are, you will not be able to comprehend. You won't. The truth is so hidden and is also so not hidden is ridiculous for a lot of the people that don't know these things. Just out of nowhere, the car just started doing exactly what it doing. You know where you get an alarm to say stop, right? Those things will pop up. Where you will get things like when I get people to try to stop me, right? What they do is they try to mess with my head, my vision. They try to mess with something health wise in my body. They try to make some type of noise. They try to cause some type of altercation, some type of something to try to get me to stop doing what I'm doing. Yes. And I will literally, and I'm going to tell you guys this right here. I will go in front of this screen. Yes. And I, Emmanuel, will stand before all of you all, right, and tell you, I speak out loud to things that are not physically present before me. And I would tell them these things and say that, if I can see you and I ignore you, that doesn't mean that I can't see you. It just means that you're not worth me looking at or talking to. We all have a special, what is called a special gift. Some people got the gift of sight. Some people got the gift of hearing. Some the gift of smelling. Some the gift of being able to sense. Some people are very, very fragile or sensitive to energy, where they try to ignore things that they don't need to ignore. But there's just sometimes no ignoring certain things in life, where you have to say something, because if you don't, certain things are just going to be there just looking dumb. Just, yes, we're going to keep looking at this person. Some people, they think they can relate. There are people that had never been out, you feel me, out there for real, and they laid down somewhere, right, and insects, animals crawled up on them, fam. A lot of people don't even know what that feels like. People do not know what that feel like. People don't know what that feel like, fam. Like, I'm glad that I went through my share of things. That don't mean that it can't never happen again. I'm just glad that I went through my share of things and being able to understand what that means. So when I tell you that this world is not a joke, it's not a joke. It is not a joke. It is not a joke. It's not a joke at all. Because some people might look at you and be like, oh, this person is always smiling. What made me come to the smile that I have every day? What made me come to the joy that I have every day if I did not understand what certain things are? I share my life with you guys all the time. It's not really much to hide from myself from you. So when people play games and they're trying to do things that don't make sense, I'm gonna just tell you, either you're gonna keep playing games, and I'm just gonna eventually just block you away from my sight and my actual vicinity, the bubble that I'm the radius of my bubble, my shield. All I can do for real is pray. And if that's doing wonders for me, and you want to feel protected, or you want to feel some type of way because you don't know how you feel, because I didn't even want to say the word that I wanted, that came in my mind, and Yahuwah Papa forgive me, because that definitely came in my heart, and it wasn't the worst thing, but it's not a good thing to me. If prayer worked for me, I'm sure it can work for you. You just gotta really have faith. Some people just don't, and it's painful to me when I care about people and they just, you know, it's like seeing somebody getting hit by a train, or you seeing the train come, and they're on the tracks, they don't see the train, but I see the train and it's moving really fast, and I get out the way, and everything is fast, and I get out the way. The life that people don't really understand, that is really bright, when everything around you is darkness. I pray for all of you, because I almost just teared up a little bit because I think about a lot of people out here in this world. I'm not a terrible person. I don't pray for nobody downfall. And even with my prayers, I don't even pray for those who done me wrong. I just pray that judgment comes, that Yahuwah can teach them a lesson that they can learn so that they can be better people. Because what is the meaning of faith if there's no hope? If Yahuwah sees potential in you, why can't you see potential in other people? Why you gotta be selfish about it? That's just the truth. And that's where I'm gonna end the video at. I don't really got nothing else to really say. Thinking about certain things makes me grow gray hair. I don't like to feel like that all the time. But I love you all. Much love to you all. It's definitely been a serious conversation today. And a kiss to you. And if nobody told you that they love you today, tell them I said I love them. And tell them I said I can't do that Denzel Washington face. I just cannot do it right now. But tell them I said I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it right now. But tell them I said. Tell them I said. If they don't like that I said that I love them, tell them I said they better take the kiss that I'm gonna blow to them. All right? Because it's gonna be problematic. Because without love, there's problems. So that's what I meant. I'm not saying that come and fight me. Yes, if you got gloves and you would like to spar with me, I have no problem. The friendly match is perfect, right? I don't mind it, right? Um, Regulations and terms, that's perfectly fine with me. Hopefully, we can use our feet too. All right, because I don't mind it. But yeah, love. Love for eternity. Love. 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 I love you all. Take care.